Yay! This is so exciting. I'm employed. She got a job! I'm obviously doing all my interviews back at home in Florida, so I'm gonna be honest, I'm excited, but I'm also very nervous, especially because this is the first nursing interview. I feel like once I do like 1 or 2 interviews, I'll feel a lot better and more confident. I am very excited. This interview just happens to be on a labor and delivery unit, but I am just gonna go ahead and get ready because I actually have to leave in about an hour and a half, and as you can tell, I already took a shower. I have my outfit hanging up right here. Now I am wearing a pantsuit and trying to look as business professional as possible. So now I'm gonna go ahead and just start getting ready. My car right this moment, so I had to put the camera in a place that I hope it doesn't fall. Currently heading to the hospital right now, and I can tell you I'm so nervous, but I can tell you I'm good at interviews. I'm just, like I said, nervous because this is my first nursing interview, so I don't know what types of questions they're gonna ask. I mean, I googled some, and it seems like it's just those regular interview style questions with a little bit of clinical questions in there. But I have heard from employers that have visited my school in the past that they ask a lot of patho and clinical style questions, so I'm just wondering what kind of questions those are going to be. That's where I'm kind of nervous. Sometimes being put on the spot catches me off guard. I just have to remind myself to stay level-headed, keep calm, think through each question. So just know that I am not all put together for these interviews. I am also super nervous, so it is just a feeling that we're all gonna go through, like when your first interview happens. And of course, I will let y'all know how the interview goes, what questions they ask. The facility is about 20 minutes away, so it's not too bad of a drive. I will update y'all when I get there. I made it to the hospital. As time goes on, it's getting more and more real, so yeah, I can definitely tell I'm nervous, and that's okay. I'm just going to feed off the nervous energy that I have. The only advice that I really have for myself right now is just do your best, feed off that nervous energy, and think through every question. And if you need a minute, I'm going to say, can I just take a minute before I answer this question? So yeah, I will keep y'all updated. So I just got out of the interview and I was extremely nervous trying to just ask questions. I could tell I was stumbling over my words a little bit here and there. So yeah, I'm very excited. This specific residency program is the labor and delivery unit, and this floor does everything. They do antepartum, labor and delivery, postpartum, work with baby, but I'm gonna go ahead, drive home. Day 2 of interviews. I'm currently at the hospital just waiting for my interviews to get started. Today I have NICU and PICU in person, so round 2, here we go. I'm officially now back home after my second day of interviews. Look, I got rained on today. It was so hard to film in the morning because it was just downpouring. I did drive about an hour away from where I currently am. It was a drive, but I got there safely, and now I'm just back at home relaxing. I'm gonna probably do a whole separate video on questions that they asked me because I just feel like I was asked so many questions that this video would become so long if I do it all together. But really, when I got there, I just checked in. I had to get screened. Then I just went straight on the unit to meet the unit manager. This time around, I did get a tour of both of the units. and I was drilled with questions. So the first interview was the NICU. I did get to meet the unit manager as well as the educator who was on the unit. I spoke to another nurse for maybe just a few minutes because the nurse manager had to step out, but I did get a small tour of the unit, and that was pretty much it for that interview. I didn't talk to any other nurses, so it was definitely a different feel from the second interview. For that second interview, I was at the PICU. That is the Pediatric Intensive Care Unit for those of you that don't know. Now, I went straight and spoke to the nurse manager and then another leader on that floor, and when I thought the interview was over, it was not. I ended up then having to go speak to 3 other nurses that work on the floor, and let me tell you, I actually really enjoyed the interview because I was able to see how the nurses interacted with each other. I feel like sometimes only interviewing with the nurse manager, it's hard to gauge the actual flow of the unit and how it feels working with the people on that unit. So it was very interesting to see how a few of the nurses interact with each other, talk. They seemed like they were very close, and they seemed like they enjoyed their job there, which was super important to me, and teamwork. Overall, I feel as though the interviews went well, but I also know I am competing against a lot of people for the NICU and the PICU. I was told by one of the nurses that I was a diamond in the rough because not very many students that were applying actually had an internship or a clinical role transition placement. I guess a lot of hospitals were not allowing students for that internship, and I was pretty much one of the only ones who actually had that experience. Honestly, I felt like that helped make me stand out, but at the same time, I still feel like this hospital is going to prioritize the students that went to the school that this hospital is associated with. So I have applied to other positions knowing that I may not be chosen for either of these two, but it was nice to get that extra experience, put myself out there, and just tell them, hey, I'm interested. If I get the job, fantastic. If I don't, there is something else out there for me that is going to give me the experience that I need to get to where I'm going. Look who's here. Hi, Mads. Yeah. I moved to my room since my family is home now. It's hard to vlog in here. I'm honestly kind of torn, and I'm just waiting to see what I get. I'll obviously keep y'all updated on whatever job offers I get. And believe it or not, I actually had another interview with a residency program. It's a big hospital system where I'm from, and I decided to decline the interview because I had a phone screening where I was speaking with the nurse recruiter, and on their website it states that they do offer new grad residencies in women's services and peds. When I spoke to the nurse recruiter who asked me what my preferences were, and I explained to her that I want peds, OB, or NICU, she stated that they don't hire new grads in that area. It is very rare unless new grads were CNAs beforehand or patient care techs. Then she proceeded to ask me, okay, where else could I see myself? And I had explained, well, maybe the ED, maybe an ICU. I would prefer to obviously work in this area. Then after that, she also said, oh, sorry, we don't hire new grads there either, although it was on their website of the different units you could pick and choose from. Then I had asked her, I'm like, okay, well, where can I apply to? How about you let me know? Because obviously what I want is not available. And she goes, well, maybe I could get you like a surgical step down. I literally said, well, okay, I guess I'll interview for whatever I can get my hands on to get the experience. I was already bummed at the fact that they don't hire new grads in any areas that I'm interested in. And then as the phone interview went on, she proceeded to explain that I was not a competitive applicant because I don't have any kind of CNA experience. Well, I decided to do an accelerated nursing program. I was only in my program for 16 months, which didn't give me much time to get a job as a CNA. And plus, I had COVID on top of that, which made it very difficult for me to get a job because everywhere it was on a hiring freeze. So she mentioned that, and I responded back why I don't have CNA experience. I do have a lot of clinical experience, but it's not nursing experience or what she was looking for. And then she had stated, well, I'm also not a nurse, so I can't tell you exactly how competitive your application is, but from what I can see, it's not very competitive. So this nurse recruiter and I did not see eye to eye. And by the time I signed up for the interview, I was given a date and time, and then she changed the date and time without asking me if I was available that day. And of course, I'm not available the day and time she gave me. So I nicely emailed her and said I will not be needing the interview anymore. I have found where I am actually pursuing right now for a nursing position. So that was the phone screening that I had, and let me tell you, it was not a very fun phone screening. And just know that you are going to encounter people who are awesome, and then you are going to encounter people who are not so awesome. And that's okay, just keep your head held high. Whatever happens in your future will be, and you will always just take that experience with you forward and use it in your future nursing profession. All right, that is all that I have for you in today's video. If you liked the video, please give this video a thumbs up. Of course, don't forget to subscribe, join the Facebook group, follow me on my new Instagram, and of course, I just want to wish you luck on your nursing journey.